Hello, what is up everyone? This is Football's Going Home. We're back. I was away last week and today we're talking about Kobbie Mainoo and his star potential for both Manchester United and England. Now, I thought we'd come and actually soak in the rare Manchester sunshine outside the East Stand here at Old Trafford, the first part of our video. Now, the reason I'm talking about Kobbie Mainoo is because everyone is talking about Kobbie Mainoo, and with perfect justification as well. He's just 18 years old. He's made 20 appearances for United's first team this season, scored 2 goals in the process, won the FA Cup against Newport and once in the Premier League against Wolves, and really he's been hailed as this next generational talent from both Manchester United and England. Probably a little bit too strong of a statement to make already, but I think he's showing the signs of how he can be the fix to both United and England's problems this season and in the beyond. So really we'll talk about Manchester United for the meantime, because that is where we are. We're here at Old Trafford. That's where he's making a name for himself. Now, like we said, Kobbie is 18 years of age. I can tell you actually personally, from speaking to people that I know that are close to Kobbie, whether it be players or representatives, I can tell you that there's been a lot expected of him from a young age as well. Now, he actually was involved in United's pre-season tour. In the summer, he was really looking sharp in that, and there was a big expectation that Erik was going to give him a starting role from the start of the season. He then got injured, and that then kind of put him back a few months. Of course, then injuries to the likes of Casemiro caused United's midfield really to become this like kind of crisis hole in the team. Kobbie stopped that crisis. He's back. He's really starting to show his potential, and he's now a regular starter in Manchester United's first team, which at just the age of 18, I don't think there's many players that have done that. If I'm kind of looking back on the youngsters that United have added in recent years, you'd probably look at the likes of Marcus Rashford, Alejandro Garnacho. Now you've got Rasmus Højlund as well. But as an actual central midfield player, in many ways it's a harder position to play on the pitch. I can't really think of any kind of standout performers that we've had in midfield that have come through United's academy and made a name for themselves. Probably since you had Paul Scholes that did it with the class of '92. Now, there's been a lot of comparisons with Scholes and how he likes to play and how Kobbie Mainoo likes to play. They're not the same type of player. Now, Kobbie likes to sit deeper. He likes to be more of this kind of defensive midfielder, but also with license to roam forward. And he's actually got the talent to roam forward as well. It's not just this kind of, he's a defensive midfielder and he might get forward and then make a quick pass. As you've seen in recent games for both United and England in the last week, he's actually willing to take people on. He's good enough to take people on. And he's making a massive name for himself. Now, he's actually only on a contract here. He signed his first professional contract at Manchester United in 2022, which isn't very long ago at all. And he was actually still making appearances for United's youth team this season before he kind of cemented his stay in the first team. Now, he's a player that I think has a lot of star potential. I think he's a player that United need to lock down for even longer. His current deal runs until 2028. That's with the option of a further year, so 2027 up to 2028. But he's only on £10,000 a week at the minute. And when you think about the players that United have that are on such massive salaries, you know, I'm sure that's going to get rectified soon. United are already in talks actually to extend his stay, kind of give him a fresh deal that represents his value to the club. They're not in a rush to do that, and why would they be either? But, you know, Kobbie is becoming the main man in Manchester United, and at just 18, that is crazy. So let's continue to walk around Old Trafford and talk a little bit more about how he kind of got to this stage, what he can do for United, how he's different, and what it means for England at the Euros this summer. So how is Kobbie actually beginning to make an impact, and why is he becoming such an important figure for the national team and at club level as well? Well, it all goes down to the word balance. And that is exactly what he brings to both United and England. So looking at Manchester United, now in midfield, we've kind of had this defensive midfield crisis that's gone on for many, many years now. It was kind of solved when we brought Casemiro in from Real Madrid. He had a stellar first season, not so good second season. I'd be very, very surprised if Casemiro is still here at United after the summer. Brought Sofyan Amrabat on loan from Fiorentina last summer. Again, that's not worked out. Scott McTominay's been tried in the role, but I think especially this season with his goal scoring, he's shown he's far more important to United as a goal scorer in the midfield than he is a defensive midfielder. And then you've got the likes of Bruno Fernandes, David Mason, Christian Eriksen. They're not defensive midfielders, so United United's defence haven't had much protection. Now, in comes Kobbie Mainoo, and suddenly, United are in a position whereby they've got a young, energetic midfield player who can read the game exceptionally well. And not only is he good at determining where the ball's going to go and making those interceptions, he's great at tackling, and then he's also good at progressing the ball forward. He's not the type of player that just get the ball and then give it away straight away. You know, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. No panic with Kobbie Mainoo. And at just 18, that is incredible. And that balance is why he's becoming so important, because he's not an out-and-out defensive midfielder, but he has the qualities to be exceptional in that department, but then also burst forward, whether it be, you know, taking players on like he did in that brilliant FA Cup result for United here at Old Trafford recently over Liverpool, or whether it be scoring goals like he did against Wolves, where he kind of, you know, that was the first time we saw that Kobbie can be this really potent attacking force for United in the final third as well. So he can do it all. Now, I spoke to Anthony Elanga, of course, previously in Manchester United, now at Nottingham Forest. I spoke to Elanga in September of last year. I sat down with him and did a good interview with him. And I asked him, who do you think Manchester United's next top academy player is going to be? And straight away he said Kobbie Mainoo. Now, when I delved deeper into my kind of analysis of Anthony, he told me that in his opinion, Kobbie was a very, very similar player to what Paul Pogba is. Now, Pogba, you mentioned his name around Old Trafford, and you know you're going to get met with kind of some sceptical looks, because a lot of people think that he didn't fulfil his potential at Manchester United. I don't either, but as a player, you know, a World Cup winner with France, you can't deny his talent and his I guess style with the way that he went about things as well. You know, he wasn't. I think Kobbie Mainoo's got a bit more of the defensive side than what Paul Pogba had, but moving forward, that dribbling skill, that leadership ability in midfield, you know, they are very similar players. But I think Kobbie's probably just a little bit more of a all-rounded player than what Paul Pogba probably is. Now, don't take that as me saying that he's better than Paul Pogba. You know, Kobbie's got a long way to go. Like I said, he's played 20 games for United's first team. He's got a long way still to go to prove himself. But he's starting to show signs of his potential, I say that, world-class talent. Now at England, that word balance is exactly the same why he's becoming so effective and so important to Gareth Southgate's side ahead of the European Championships. Now, Kobbie Mainoo hasn't even been in England's under-21 team. He was kind of put in there before the recent camp, did a train session, straight away Gareth Southgate said, yeah, we're going to take him. We're going to take him up to the senior team. Then he came off onto the bench against Brazil. Then he started against Belgium. And suddenly, England have got this trio in midfield of Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, and Kobbie Mainoo. And everyone is now saying that has to be England's starting midfield for the Euros. Now, similarly with United having problems in midfield, so have England. England haven't been able to find that balance across the last few major tournaments, despite doing well, you know, getting to the semi-finals of the 2018 World Cup, then to the final of the Euros, then got knocked out the quarterfinals at the last World Cup by France, which wasn't, wasn't great, but it also wasn't a disaster for England any chance. But they had this position whereby Jude Bellingham at last World Cup was just breaking through Borussia Dortmund. He's now first name on the team sheet at England. Declan Rice is in that midfield three as well. And then it was always kind of, okay, so who do you want to play? Do you want to go with Calvin Phillips alongside the Rice? Do you want to play Jordan Henderson in this role? And none of them could really do the job that that England needed them to do. They needed someone that could take the ball, progress the ball at the pitch, and also be that defensive barrier. Kobbie Mainoo is doing all of that already, and that's why Gareth Southgate is, promoting him so quickly through the ranks of the national team. It's not desperation by England. It's a very, very smart move, because any other nation would be doing exactly the same. And if he doesn't get his place on the plane to the Euros, then I think there'll be a massive, massive outcry from England and United supporters over Kobbie Mainoo and how he has to be in Germany this summer. That's it from me, guys, down here at Old Trafford. Thank you very much for watching our episode focusing on Kobbie Mainoo and his impact at Manchester United and England. We'll be back very, very soon with another video here in Football's Going Home. Let me know in the comments below what you want to see more of, and thanks as always for watching.